Hello friends, I hope you all are doing well. Today we will talk about the EIA and IEE. Definition of EIA and IEA. Objective stands for Environmental Impact Assessment and IE stands for Integrated Environmental Evaluation. Both terms refer to processes used to assess the potential environmental impacts of a proposed development or project. EIA is a systematic process for identifying and evaluating the potential environmental impacts of a proposed project or development, including the effects on the natural and human environment. The main objectives of EIA are to identify potential environmental impacts of a project or development, evaluate the significance of the identified impacts, develop and evaluate alternatives to the proposed project, recommend measures to mitigate negative impacts, provide information for decision-making by regulatory authorities and the public. Integrated Environmental Evaluation (E) is a less formal process used to evaluate the potential environmental impacts of smaller-scale projects or activities. Both EIA and IEA aim to provide decision-makers with information about the potential environmental impacts of a project and to identify ways to minimize negative impacts and enhance positive ones. The terms EIA and IEA are both related to the assessment of the environmental impact of a particular project or development. Differences between the two. Environmental Impact Assessment (EIA). EIA is a systematic process that assesses the potential environmental impacts of a proposed development or project. It is typically conducted before the project is implemented to identify and mitigate potential negative impacts. EIA is a legal requirement in many countries and is often required for major projects such as construction of highways, airports, dams, etc. The assessment of EIA report that includes information on the potential impacts, the measures proposed to mitigate those impacts, and any alternatives to the project that were considered. Integrated Environmental Evaluation (E). E is a less formal process that is used to evaluate the potential environmental impacts of smaller-scale projects or activities. It is often used for projects that do not require a full EIA, such as small-scale construction, renovation, or expansion of existing facilities. E is typically conducted by the project proponent or their consultant and is less formal and detailed than a full EIA. E report includes information on the potential environmental impacts of the project, measures proposed to mitigate those impacts, and any alternatives that were considered. In summary, the main differences between EIA and IEA are: EIA is a more formal and comprehensive process than IE and is typically required for larger projects or developments. EIA is conducted by an independent expert, while IE is often conducted by the project proponent or their consultant. EIA is a legal requirement in many countries, while IE is often used as a voluntary tool to help minimize environmental impacts. EIA is more detailed and includes more alternatives and mitigation measures, while IE is a more simplified and concise report.